Thank you, Jesus. Yes, we are less than 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes. Please, may I request, if you are seated in this place, let's just come here. Just take a seat in here. Please, if you are outside, we are just 4.5 minutes to start. So please come in, and we are going to be on time. We are going to be on time. We are going to be on time. The training is for 120 minutes, and we start on the dot of 12. Thank you so much for coming for this training. Thank you so much. Please, if you are coming for the training, quickly take your seat. Take your seat. Parents with children that wants to attend this class should please ensure they put their children in care of people they know, please. Please, all the youths, you are expected to be in the church auditorium right now. This training is compulsory for all our youths, all our brethren that are in business, all pastors, all leaders in the church, youths, workers in the church, every one of us. This training is important for us. If you're outside, please come in. In about 2 minutes, we are going to start the digital skill training. It's free, and it's compulsory for all our youths. Please, all the youths outside, please come into the church auditorium. Please, let's have some of our ushers or some volunteers that can help us with the pulpit. We want to relocate the pulpit. Please, we are less than a minute to start. Wherever you are, whether you are in the hostel, please ensure you come inside. And take your seat in the church auditorium. So thank you so very much. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a great honor and privilege to welcome us to this free digital training that is powered by Google. By the mercy of God, social media is one of the latest technology that we can use to promote whatever we're doing. And as a business entrepreneur, or probably a job seeker, or someone that wants to reach out to a large number of people, you need to understand how the social media works. So by the mercy of God this afternoon, we have a very good facilitator qualified by Google in person of Pastor Segun Adegoke that will be taking us this afternoon. Please, with the joy of the Lord, please help me put your hands together as we make a welcome to Pastor Segun. Amen.
Good afternoon. Okay. I should stand here. I was thinking I was going to enjoy the privilege of the pulpit. I understand. It's okay. Listen? It's okay. It's okay. I can work with this. I can work without it, if necessary. Maybe I will just... Don't worry, I'll get rid of this. I can work with other. It's okay. It's okay. All right, good afternoon one more time. My name is Segun Adegoke. Well, as I introduced, I'm a pastor, of course, ordained. But I always like when I'm taking this training that I'm not talking as a pastor now. So that because, when you had pastor today, I will start preaching. So, and I'm not here to preach. I'm here to train on digital skills. So, because of this, purpose, I'm Segun Adegoke. Now, this training is a Google Digital Skill Training. It's powered by Google. In 2016, I just want to quickly give us the background. Google looked at Africa, seeing and looking at the fact that Africa currently is the youngest continent in the world. In other words,
please, if you are still hanging out, come in, come right in. The lecture has started. I believe you are hearing me out there. Come in or you go to the hostel. No roaming around. Please come in. We have started. Check your time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, like I said, because Africa have the highest number of young people in the world. So Google and other technology giants decided to look at Africa. And of course, you can't talk about Africa without necessarily looking at Nigeria. You agree with me? It's been said that out of every 5 black men that you see in the world, that one is in Nigeria. So that's why Nigeria actually play a major role in not only the change that we're going to see in our world, but also the development that we're going to see in our world. And the truth is that Africa, Nigeria is going to play a major role. So 2016, Google started this training. So let's train Africans on digital skills. And by 2005, the goal initially was just to train just 1 million people. But they ended up training 2 million people. And they saw the potential, and they said, well, now we need to do more. And people were yearning for more. And said, let's increase it. So let's do more. And that is actually what is happening today. Like I said, it's sponsored by Google, but we have partners that Google have appointed few people who are actually partners. And one of those partners is actually Converge Media, which I actually represent directly. So Converge Media is the Google partner, one of the Google partners training people in Nigeria. There are just about 5 of them, so in Nigeria. So I want us to just sit back and trust that you will get something tangible, irrespective of whatever you do, whether you are a pastor, you are a business owner, or you are a career person, or you are looking for a job, there's something for you. Okay? So let's sit back. Before I start, let me appreciate our daddy in the Lord and our mommy as well. Thank you, sir. I've heard so much about you. It's a privilege seeing you live. Thank you, sir. It's a privilege. Okay? I also want to appreciate our pastors that make it happen. and Pastor James, also Mr. Babalobi, who has been talking to me for this time. All right. Can you give me the slide, please? Okay, great. I think I've already talked about the background story. So let's get on. I don't know, this thing is not. Am I live? Okay, great. I talked about Converge Media the other time. You can see from that slide there that you have converge.co. Why am I starting with this? Of course, this is just an introductory class. You want to learn more, you want to get, better knowledge, then you may need to actually go to that website. You have so much to learn from Google. Google have prepared so much courses that will help each and every one of us to get, the job done better, right? I will need some help. This thing seems not to be working. Okay. What's the core learning objective here? Number one, I'm going to be introducing you to the internet. Some of us already know. Some of us are veteran already. You have a lot of knowledge. But there's nothing wrong in reminding us some of the things that we know. We'll do that very quickly. Then we also want to look at, why does the web really matter? What is this issue about the web? We keep hearing about websites. Okay, why does it really matter? Then what are also the myths about digital that we actually need to note and debunk as much as we can? Then for some of us, at the end of this class, maybe your own is just to aspire to be a digital marketer. Trust me, there's so much that is happening in our world today. You cannot deny the fact that our world is going digital. Everything is going digital now. I tell people, after the ability to read and write, the next literacy you need is digital literacy. If you are not digitally literate, it's just a matter of time. You will be out of tune totally. Okay? And the church must not play an ostrich when it comes to digital, thing. Okay? Then we also look at, how do we grow our business? How do we grow our business? Trust me, people are doing a lot online today. Sometimes you are wondering why some people get more business than, or clients than the other. It's as a result of the business. Okay? Good. Thank you. All right. So we'll look at that. Then also learn few other online champions. Right. Okay. So let me move into it because of time. What is internet? Now, this class is going to be interactive. Are you with me? It's training. It's not preaching. So since it's training, so that shows I can ask you questions that you're supposed to answer. So what is internet? Who can tell me what internet is? All of us are on the internet. What is internet? Anyone? Okay, good. Can you tell us, please? Okay, let me bring the mic for you so that.
I believe the word internet is an acronym for international network.
Please, let's appreciate him. For some of us, we only hear about internet. We don't know what it means. It actually means international network. Of course, the word network is something that we are familiar with. Network is actually connecting, two things or more together. Okay? Now, when you now connect, we're talking about computer now, devices all over the world connected together so that we can access information that's in those devices. Then that is what internet essentially is about. So it's international, network. All right. Next one there. Say, what is web? What is the web? No, you hear internet, you hear web. Is that true? Sometimes you are wondering, are they the same? Are they really the same? I'm asking, are they the same? Are they the same? Sometimes we use them, interchangeably. We use them, we can say, I'm on the web. Somebody say, I'm on the internet. What's the difference? The internet itself is the network. Okay? While the web is just one, service or one of the services that runs on the internet. Now, let me describe it this way. Internet is like the highway, like the express. When you travel on the road, you have the express, what we call the highway. Now, there are so many things that can go on the highway. You have options. You either drive a car, and even the cars have different, there are Porsche cars, there are sport cars that can, that drives at 250, 300, kilometer per hour. Of course, if you don't have liver, you can't drive that kind of a car. All right? Now, you can use that. You can also use Molue on the same highway. True of us. You can ride Okada on the same highway. You can also ride a bicycle. You can even decide to trek. It's an option. So, the highway itself is the internet. While the services that run on the highway, one of them is the web. There are other services like email, instant messaging that runs on the web. Okay, so on the internet rather. So it's important for you to understand that. So that's the difference between the two. The internet is like the highway, while the web is one of the services that run on that network, which is the international network. Are you with me? Are you following? Okay, great. So let's move on now. So like I said, this. Now, you also have seen, hear the word website. Now, this is just the basic thing. Some of us know, like I said, I'm running through this. You've heard the word website and web page. Now, let me describe website and web page this way. Website is like you having a store. Or let's say this church. This is the World Overcomers Church worldwide. Is that not? Are we not worldwide? We are all over the world. In fact, there are members of this ministry that we don't even know exist. They are following us every now and then. Now, this is the ministry. Now, as you enter into this place, there are different facilities here. Is that not true? Different facilities. The auditorium is here. You have the children's church. You have other places. You even have the car park. That's exactly what website and web pages are. Website is like the whole, compound, the whole ministry as it's here right now. When you enter, you are supposed to go to this particular site to see the auditorium. Then you can also check the children facility or the car park or the restroom and what have you. So the website is the whole thing, while web page is just one part of the website. Another way to describe it is like a textbook. When you have a book with you, the book itself contains several pages. True of us. So the page is what we call the web page, while the website itself is the whole book itself. Now, I'm trying to, get down to earth so that we can understand it, because not all of us are technological, driven. I know for some people what I'm saying is basic, but it won't matter because of other people so that they can learn, this thing. Because at the end of the day, we want us to get better. All right? Now, let's move it, please. All right, you also have heard the word domain. How many of us have heard the word domain? Domain name. You hear domain name, domain name. Domain name essentially is the name of your website on this highway called internet. How do we locate you? Or how do we locate our ministry? How do we locate your business? How do we locate what you are doing on the internet? That's what you use, domain. So domain name essentially is the name of your website on the highway we refer to as the internet. Okay? So we also have what we call URL. URL essentially is called Uniform Resource Locator. What does that mean? That essentially is the address of a page on the website. For instance, if you want to tell someone to go and check vacancies on Guardian newspaper of January 2018, what will you say to the person? How will you describe it to the person? You want somebody to go and check, there's a vacancy you saw, January newspaper, maybe let's say January 10th, Guardian newspaper. What will you tell the person to look for? Guardian. If you know the page where that in, won't you tell you the page? You say page 61 or page 20 of Guardian of January 10, 2008. Now, what you have described is actually a URL. Because the whole of that Guardian is like, a whole, a website in itself. But for you to locate a particular information, you need to give them detailed address. So URL is just an address of a web page on the website. Is somebody learning something new? It's important for us to follow so that we can get it. Um, of course, there are also the issue of web server. Web server essentially is where the websites are hosted. Now, every time you go online to go check information, that information you are looking for is actually stored somewhere. It's stored on a computer somewhere. And sometimes the computer you are accessing may even be in America. The computer you are accessing may be as far as China. Okay? Now, when the websites are stored, or we use the word hosted, is actually what we refer to as web server. Is that okay? Most time, for those of us who only interact, we may not need to bother so much, but you need to understand so that when you engage someone and they are telling you about this thing, you know what they are talking about. Okay, usually when you want to build website, they will ask you to pay, I'm paying for hosting, I'm paying for domain. Those are the things they pay for. Okay, so the server that hosts you, that hosts your website, is what we refer to as web server. All right, now, what is the difference between browser and search engine? Can someone tell me what search engine is? Search engine, I'm sure you've heard about it. How many of us have heard about search engine before? Okay, can someone just tell me what is search engine? Search engine. Anyone? Search engine. You don't know it? Eh? Okay, give me an example of a search engine, even if you don't know what it is. It's Google. Google is the giant of all. It's the biggest of them. Of course, there are other search engines. We have Yahoo. Not Yahoo Yahoo. I said Yahoo. You know, if you have been on the internet for a while, you'll be familiar with Yahoo. In fact, for most of us who are older generation, most of our emails are actually Yahoo. Yes. Oftentimes, you know, when we do training and we ask people to write their email, you will see. In fact, when I see Yahoo, I know I can predict how old you are. I'm telling you. You know, I was in Oshun Ife to do this training. And all the guys, they wrote all their email with Gmail. I said, hey, that's the generation. Gmail generation. But some of us, we are Yahoo generation. You know, when I was telling some people, my Yahoo account is 20 years old this year. It's congratulations. You know, so if you have been around for a while, you will have Yahoo Mail. So Yahoo used to be the biggest of all. But unfortunately, Google has taken over. So Google now, as a matter of fact, 72% of searches that happen online happen on Google. And if you have 72% of the market, who are you? You are actually the big daddy of, search engine. All right, so you have search engine, and we also have browser. Now, what is the job of a browser? The browser essentially gives you assets. It helps you to access web pages or websites online. That's actually, so you have several browsers. You have, browser like Google Chrome. Some of us will know. Of course, like I said, some of us who have been around for a while, you have been online. You have the one that is common then, Internet Explorer. That's the most common one before Google came. Firefox. You also have Opera. Some of us, Opera Mini is what you use on your phone most time. So you have all these, they are browsers. They help us to access web pages online. Okay? So the search engine helps us to find information. Find information online. That's basically what search engine, does. All right? Can we roll, please? Next one. I think I've already done it. Now, what does it take to create a website? Now, let me say this to you. Your digital footprint is very important, whether as an individual or as an organization, a ministry, or a pastor, or a leader. Even if you think you are not known. Recently, I did a career development skill, or training for for corpers, people who are looking for a job and all the rest. And one of the exercises exercises that we conducted was to check everybody's digital footprint on the internet. And what did we do? We put individuals' name on the internet and see what will come out. And it's an exercise you also conduct. Put your name on the website, and that is on Google now. Search your name. What will come out? Now, there was one of the ladies there who just graduated from IFE. She did law. When we put her name, what came out was the protest she was part of while she was in 300 level. I'm telling you, that was what came from the front page of Google. That's the reason some people are not getting jobs. Do you know that today, when organizations, I'm not talking about one-man business, I'm talking about organizations that know what they are doing. When they want to employ anyone, they first check you online before they call you for interview. That's why some people say, I've been submitting my CV, nobody's calling me. Or I've been going for interview. They check you on. They check what you are doing on Facebook. Because some of us don't care. You just put anything there. Do like this. Anyhow. And some of your friends also post things that has nothing to do with your destiny there. So there are so many things you need to be careful of. We call it digital footprint. It's important for you to note that. All right. Can we move, please? Thank you. So website is actually like your first step into the world of digital space. It's your major access. It's your address. When people are looking for it, that's where they can find you. For instance, somebody is looking for this church now. There's a location here. But on the highway called internet, every individual or organization need to have a place there. And your website is actually that opportunity. So that's where people can look for you. So people go to Google, for instance, to go search for information. Now, when they search for information, what Google display is actually the web pages that contain the information they are looking for. And that's when they click on that, it takes them to the website that hosts that particular page. Are you with me? So it's important. So how do you create website? If you need to create website, the first thing you need is domain name. What does domain? Just like you want to start anything, any business. What's the first thing you think about? What name will I call this business? Abi? Igotele Ventures. Or whatever you want to call it. You can call it your name. You can call it any name. Maybe it's divinely inspired name. You can call it, but there must be a domain name. Domain name. Then when you have the domain name, you need to register the domain name. There are people, organizations called registrars. They register domain name for you. So you have to, find out. Just like today, if you want to register business in Nigeria, who do you go to? CAC. What's the first thing they do for you? Name search. That's exactly what happened also with domain name. As soon as you have chosen a domain name, the first thing you want to do is to go to registrar. So what CAC is to registering, our businesses in Nigeria is what registrar is to what happened on the internet. Okay? So you go there, then the first thing is to do name search. Search that name if nobody else is using it. I remember an experience. There was a particular name I got in when was that, sir? I think that was year 2000, that I got that name of something I want to do. So I have penciled the name down. And I was hoping that one day I was going to register the name when the time is right. So when I was ready in 2013, I was ready and I wanted to pursue, the vision. By the time I went to ask, somebody has registered exactly the name. Not only did he register exactly the name, the mission that I have was exactly the same mission. In fact, I had to do a search on the person. I wanted to be sure whether the person was in Lagos. I discovered the person is actually in Abuja. So there was no how. You see the problem. How many of us also know what happened with Nigeria here recently? Some of us may not know. How somebody went to register the domain name of Nigeria here. They are still thinking of doing it and somebody registered it. So you must do a name search to check if that name exists. Then if not, if it exists, then that shows that you need to do adjustments so that you can get the name registered. All right, so let's move on. Okay, so from all I've said now, register a name. Okay, I think the next thing that I didn't mention is the fact that after you have registered the name, you will need to design the website. And that's where you will sometimes need web designers. You hear them, web designers, web developers, and all the rest. But you see, today's world, there are some things you can start for free. Because oftentimes you go to web designer today, they can ask you to bring minimum, some of them, the one who are even amateur can ask you to bring 50,000 naira. But if you really want to design a good website, you will be spending 250,000 and more. That's the truth. There are even websites that cost more than 2 million naira to design, depending on what you want on that particular website. But you see, for those of us who are starting small, you are starting a business, you are just starting small, so you don't have that fund to do all that, but you want to be on the digital space, you can do something for free. You can do some things for free. Google has actually made it possible for you to have a website for free. And I'm telling you, the free thing can help you a lot. Because that is free, but because it's connected to Google, and Google happens to be the giant of all, so you are sure you will be found easily, because everybody goes to Google. Since everybody goes to Google. In fact, there's a particular lady, we did this thing for, do free website for her. She's into fashion. She does bridal, thing. Opened the thing for her, connected her phone to it. So right now, in fact, 99% of the calls she gets for business actually come from online. 99% come from online. People just call directly and just say, I just saw your whatever on Google. Because people will go there to search. Do you also know, even for those of us who are pastors, as you are preaching, people are busy Googling some of the things you are saying to check the validity of what you are saying. As if Google is actually the Holy Spirit. But the reality of that's the reality of our world. It's the generation that we live in. Everything people Google. There was someone who went to an herbalist. He said, I want to know my destiny. I want to know my purpose in life. The herbalist brought out a laptop and went to Google. Let's Google it. How do you download purpose from Google? But you see, what that simply means that people are asking Google anything today. In fact, little is there, ask Google. Just ask Google. My children call Google Uncle Google. Uncle Google. Just ask Google. It will give you answer. It will give you answer. All right? So, you can learn more about website. Can we move on, please? Any question on what I've said so far? Question? Okay. Let's take that one.
My question is based on the web page, maybe your web address. You see, we have hackers online, and they can hack into your website and get valuable information. So how does one protect this our website from hackers?
Good question, I must say. Security is a major, is very important today, okay? But what I would say is that, I want you to hold that question because I'm going to get there so that we don't drag, unnecessarily because, we have time. We are under authority, right? So that we can maximize, but hold it, please. In case I didn't remember, please remind me. I will answer that question. Yes. I want question directly just so that the ones I will address. Okay, someone want to ask a question.
Thank you, Jesus.
Praise the Lord. How can one register the free page?
How can one register for what?
For free website, yeah.
I will get there as well. No, please, that's it now. If you can't take advantage of the things I'm saying, then why are you here? Why are you here? You are here because you want to know the things that are available so that you can take advantage of them. Every business here should be online. Should be active there. Okay? I will talk about that in a short while. All right. Move on, please. Okay, now, why does digital really, really matter today? Why does digital matter? Look, people today who you are interested in, people who want to, buy from us, who want to, who want to serve, or even as a church, people you want to serve, most of them spend a better part of their lives online. So much that today people even sleep with their phone, on their bed. Any little pim like this, they wake up. So people are practically living on the digital space. And you want to reach them where they are. You know, I was speaking in a church sometime about technology, of course, not, and they were asking, you see, if Jesus were alive, will he use internet? He will use internet. Okay, so why does digital, matter? So, you see, with digital, you can target people directly. That's one beautiful thing that digital actually gives you opportunity. Unlike the traditional media, where, when you place adverts on the traditional media, what happens? It's for everybody. In other words, anyone that buys the paper sees it. The ones who need it and the ones who don't need it. And oftentimes when you are, that's why you discover that in the newspaper, for instance, the adverts are actually highly expensive. How much does it cost to put a full-page advert now on Punch? Who knows? He said what, sir? He said it should be about 2 million. I don't know whether 2 million or, but it's actually high. That's the truth. And it's beyond what an average person can actually afford. And also, you also pay whether you are doing black and white or colored. And there's no guarantee that your advert, number one, it will come out well, like somebody said. Then not only that, will the people you want to reach out to, will they see it? So the question you ask yourself again, how many paper gets printed? How many of those, what they call it print run, do they have every day? Most time we don't consider that. But digital makes things very easy. You directly target the people that you are looking for. That's one thing, and you spend less to get that done. All right? Okay, let's move it. Of course, like I talked about, cost is being reduced. You can also engage with people directly. You can engage with people. Can you move on to the next one for me? Now, let's quickly look at these statistics. Now, this is, from WeSocial, actually is the one that gave us this, data, so that we can actually understand what is happening when it comes to digital in our world today. This data is as far back as just January 2018, so it's very relevant and it's very current. Now, on this data, you have the population of the world as of January 2018. You know the rate at which I can assure you that this number has increased because the rate at which people procreate, especially in Nigeria, is very high. Okay? The total population, no, please, take it back. Thank you. The total population of the world as of January 2018 is close to 7.6 billion people. That's 7.593 billion. And out of that, internet user, about 4 billion people, have access to the internet. Then people who also access social media, there are about 3 billion. Just a little over 3 billion. Then people who are unique mobile users, what does that mean? People who have mobile phones. 5 billion people, more than 5 billion people. Then people who access, social through their mobile. In other words, they are on Facebook, Twitter, and all the other social platforms. Through their mobile, they are close to 3 billion, people. That tells you there's so much. Look, and there are some key numbers that you must note. How many people are actually accessing internet in our world? Okay, let's look at Nigeria data. Can you move it to the next one? Now, Nigeria data, currently, as of January 20, usually we contest figures in Nigeria. Depending on who you are talking to, you can tell you we are over 200, we are this and all that. But let's take what WeSocial says, based on World, population report. 193.4 million people in Nigeria. Out of that, 94.8 million people are internet users. 94.8, that's 49% of our population have access to the internet. Have access. So, which means that if you are not on the internet, reaching out to people, you may be losing out a great deal. And most time, the people who are actually on the internet are the ones that most likely have the buying power to actually patronize your business. No. That's the thing. They are the ones that have the buying power. In any business, you have we call some people consumers and we have people who call customers. Okay? The customers are the ones that can pay for what you have to offer. All right? So let's look at that statistic. And out of that, 19 million people have social media accounts. They are on social media. Talk about Facebook and all the rest. Direct account. Okay? Then, mobile subscription. Now, this is what you need to pay attention to. Mobile subscription is 161.6 out of 193. That's 84%. Which means that 84% of the people are actually on mobile. And like I said, mobile now has become, for some men, is their second wife. For some women, is their second husband. As a matter of fact, mobile phone now is destroying some homes because of it's taking, people just begin to interact with it so much that, it's causing challenges in their family, and they are not seeing it. Because the world, anyway, let's get on this. So out of the 19 million who are on social media, 17% of them do it through their mobile phones. Which means that mobile phones are very important. If, for instance, our church, as a pastor or as a business person, if your business or what you are doing is not on people's phone, you are not reaching them. That's exactly what it means. It has to be on the phone. You have to make it available on people's phone. That you have a website is not enough. Like I said, you start with website, but it's not enough. You also need to make your website accessible on people's mobile phone. Because every time people need to do anything, who do they consult? They take their mobile phone and look for Google, the next thing to search. Or look for any other search engine, as it were. All right, let's move it on. Now, look at this as well. This will interest you. There are different, what we call them, applications, messenger applications in the world. Now, on top of this is WhatsApp. How many of us are on WhatsApp here? Practically everybody. Essential. And you can see the statistics there. You can see Nigeria there. You can see the color of WhatsApp is actually what has taken over almost the whole globe, except for that, the other side there that they have not embraced. And those ones that have not even embraced it, what they have embraced is Facebook Messenger. Facebook Messenger. And it will shock you to know that Facebook actually owns WhatsApp. So, whether you are on Facebook or you are on WhatsApp, you are seeing the same family, essentially. But what were you saying? Now, this is for you to understand how people actually interact. A lot happen on WhatsApp today than on any other, messenger, as it were. All right, let's move it on. So, as on a personal level, brand is really very important. You must build your brand. Like I said earlier, when people want to interact with you, in fact, recently I heard that even at some embassies now, they check your, social media interactions to determine whether you qualify to get the visa or not. There was a brother that applied for a visa to Australia. Now, this brother is in church. He's a chorister, he sings, he even have an album that he has released. And he was being invited to Australia by a particular church to come and, do some stuff to minister there. Now he got to the embassy and they rejected the thing. Further probing now shows that actually one of the reasons was that his social media platform, there is nothing, gospel or singing on the social media. All he has been posting is he's selling land, real estate. That's all he's been doing online. He's been selling land. He's been selling land. So I had to tell you, look at it. Because when they look at it, this is all that you have been doing there. So they feel that you are lying because you said you are a gospel artist. They can't see a trace of the gospel artist there. All they see is land. Okay, so it's important to take note of that. So your brand is very important. And how do you build a personal brand online? Number one, determine the expertise. Sometimes you are gifted. The challenge that some of us we are into so many things. When you are dealing with media, the first thing you must decide is what exactly do I want to be known for on the media. As a pastor, what exactly do you want to be known for? There's nothing like general pastor. Of course, the Bible is so much, is filled with, a lot of information. I mean, so many things, so many transformation, tools are in the Bible for us. But God called us specifically to certain assignments. And that's why you need to determine that. And I'm sure we have system in this church to help us do that. So we need to, if you know, for some people, they are known for prayer. Prayer ministry. That's the thing. And that is why whatever the world overcomers stand for, that's what you should stand for. There's no point standing for something else that we don't stand for. Why? So that people can identify us easily. That's the essence of brand. So that when two people who are alike stands, we can know that this is the person, this is this person, because of their brand. Brand is very important. And when you're developing your brand, make sure what you are writing, what you are posting, resonates or reinforces your brand. Reinforces your brand. Don't allow people to be throwing trash on your timeline. It can work against you because of branding. Brand. You must become the kind of brand you want to be. Okay? Then your social media platform, whether you have Facebook and all the rest, Twitter, let it actually read the same thing. Let it be the same thing. So that when people interact with you everywhere, they can see that this is who you are, and it makes people to, get you easily. Okay? Then share online. Also get involved with other people who are doing something similar with yours. So that you are, we call it anointing by, or corporate anointing as it were. You get anointed by association. By association. All right? Because a lot, I love what I met that is, was saying when I came in. So many people are just messing themselves up on social media. Saying what they are not supposed to be saying. What issues that has nothing to do with them. They just keep saying. But what has to do with you? And it's media. It's media. It's like going on TV and be saying rubbish. Many people don't know that even social media is more, you reach more people than even the TV. So you can't afford to just be doing anything anyhow there. All right? So, please, let's move to the next one. Of course, network and network. What are the digital myths? Everyone is online, so I must be there too. Everyone is online. You have to be there. You are not going to just go online because everyone is there. You are going there because you have something that people who are there need. If you are a pastor, people need the gospel. That's the truth. In fact, if there's anything the world needs more than any other thing now, it's the gospel. Like somebody said that the person who designed Twitter actually stole that idea from the Bible. Because every tweet is like a verse of the scripture. They have increased it now. It used to be 140 character, but it's about 280 now. But it's like one verse, being tweeted. And even the concept of follow me came from Jesus directly. So it's supposed to be paying Jesus royalty because it's actually a concept for him. All right? Let's look at digital marketing. Digital marketing is a form of advertising that happens, on the internet. It happens online. I've talked briefly about that. It includes email, that what we call email marketing. Even what you do on your social media platform on Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, and all the rest, they are all referred to as digital, marketing. Of course, the essence of marketing essentially is to communicate, whatever product or service or value that you have to add to the other, party, to them. Let's roll, please. All right. Example of digital marketing is what you see. When you go and search Google for something, you discover that they give you, sometimes you have like 2 million results. How many of us have seen that before? 2 million results. And of course, they come in pages, right? Most of us don't go beyond the first page. True of us. That's the truth. Most of us don't go beyond, the first page. So the first page is where we stay. Anything that cannot show on that first page, oftentimes you just move on. You either, retype your query and adjust it, or filter and do all so that you can get the best. So, most of us don't dig into the second page 2 million, when will you finish that? Definitely you don't want to go into that. So what you see there, now when you look at what Google gives to you, I get they are product of digital marketing. I'm still going to talk a little bit more there so that you can see how can you put your business or your church on that first page of Google. It's important because most people, just like you and I, will not go beyond the first page. That's the thing. If your business is not on the first page, sorry, nobody will find it. That's the thing. For instance, if I ask us in our church now, what exactly do we stand for? What is one word that we know that resonates with us? That is something that we are known for. The Word of God. Okay, the question is, if I type the Word of God on Google, will our church come out? Most likely not. That's the thing. You can imagine somebody wake up this morning or on a Sunday and just think, and he hand this revelation, the Word of God. He doesn't even know the meaning. You'll be shocked that people don't even know that. Some people don't know the meaning of those things. They just go to Google. Google is the answer to everything. The Word of God. What will they see? That's the question. Are you sure they will see the right thing or the wrong thing? The wrong thing. In fact, there was a particular church in the U.S. that went to buy some words that people search online. Like the word, they bought it for their own community. So that when because sometimes these things are also localized. When people search the word sex, is their church thing that will come out. They bought the keyword, like we use. So, okay, so you see that. You also visit some website. You see advert there. Do you see where advert on some website that you visited? You visited? Okay, so pop-ups. So those are also, if you go to YouTube, have you noticed that before you watch the video you are looking for, there's a particular video that will plays by itself, and they tell you that you cannot skip it until after 5 seconds. What are they doing? They have confined you to watch it because somebody paid for it. They compare you. You must watch it at least for 5 seconds. Afterward, you can now decide to skip it. It's paid for. So those are what we call digital, marketing. All right. Let's move. Next, please. We've talked about this briefly already. Traditional versus digital. The key thing is that traditional is very costly. The digital is what? Inexpensive. One way is just one way. Put it on the print, and that's the end of it. But for digital, you can interact. You can engage with the people. You can decide to know more about the audience, the people you are reaching out to. You can even adjust and, retweak the whole thing so that you can suit the kind of people that you are looking for. Okay? Then, of course, to prepare or to put a digital marketing campaign up, you need time. Because it's targeted, you need to define a lot of things. Define who you are looking for, whether they are male or female, whether they are of particular age, or what are their interests. So that's why it's time consuming. But at the end of the day, it pays you. Because you are spending time to guard your money so that you won't just be spending your money anyhow. People have done adverts in newspaper and they didn't get any commerciable, result from it. Because it's usually lost in the crowd. Right? Let's move on, please. Okay, so what are the opportunities, especially for those of us who are job seekers? How many job seekers do we have here? Like we say in church, we are trusting God for a job. That's our language now, Abi. We are trusting, and it's God that we're trusting because God that provides. So we are trusting God for a job. Please, let me see your hand. Okay, good. If you are here, maybe some of us, you want a new job. You are working currently, but you want something new. There are opportunities for you. Can you roll to the next slide? Now, in the digital space, there are so many career paths that you can follow. You can be, what we call a customer acquisition and retention. It helps people to actually retain customers online, acquire new customers and retain them online, like a salesman online, essentially. You can also be an SEO. Now, SEO means search engine optimization. Now, what does that mean? What that simply means is that, when people go online, you Google something, or we call it search query. When you put that query on the Google space that's provided, now you see that first page. Now, it is the job of people who are SEO managers to help websites to be on that first page. And people are paying to get that done. You can actually become that and help websites, organizations to find themselves on the first page, of Google. Then SEM is search engine marketing, essentially. Okay? This one are adverts. Now, if you've noticed that when you search on Google, usually there are two parts to that particular page that you see. You see some first 2, 3, 4 adverts or information that has this ad attached to it. Have you seen that before? Those ones are they paid for. They were paid for it. People paid for it. Okay, the rest are actually the ones that are free. Okay, we call that organic, search. Why this other one is called paid, search. All right. So there are several things that can happen there. E-commerce manager. You can be a data analyst. You can actually be what you want to be in digital space. And the truth is that there are a lot of jobs today on the digital space. I'm telling you, the jobs are there. People are looking, and interesting, they don't even care whether you have a degree now. They just want to know that you can get the job done. If you have the skill, it will be like when Pharaoh told Joseph that he said we should look for another man. Where will you get the man? Since you have the solution, then you are the man for the job. So that's the thing. So in Zion, we have to become solution-driven. Get the solution. The one who gets the solution will get the promotion. And I see promotion coming our way. Okay? In Jesus' name. So where do you start? Training. Go and get knowledge. You need to get, thank God you are part of this because this is a process. This is the starting point. But it's not going to end here. We need to get specialized knowledge. And trust me, don't look at your age because it doesn't matter. You can work from home when you actually have learned digital skills. And there are older people who are doing a lot more on the digital space today. All right, let's move to the next one. So, like I told us earlier, go to converge.co. That is .co. If you can write it down, KONVERGE.co. KONVERGE.co. You have full-fledged training, more in-depth training on digital skills. And with a certificate that's even attached to it that you can put on your LinkedIn and all that. I know for those of us who are looking for a job, please, there are places you must be online. You must have a LinkedIn account. If you don't have a LinkedIn account, you have not started. I'm telling you, you should have one. Even if you think you are not looking for a job now and you know you provide professional services, please be on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is at least for now, is social media that is actually channeled or directed towards professionals. And organizations deliberately go there to scout for new employees. Because there, all your profile, everything will be there. It's like your CV online. That's the thing. Everything you have done, you can put it there. The school you have attended is there. So people can just pick it up and just say, no, we need this kind of a person. And, sometimes the prayer we have been praying has been answered. The problem is that you don't have an address where they can find you. I'm talking of you. LinkedIn. Link, LINKEDIN.com. Please, you need to have a profile on LinkedIn. We call it LinkedIn profile. Please, it will help you a great deal. It will help you a great deal. All right? Let's move on, please. All right, so what are companies actually looking for? Especially those of us who are looking for jobs. These are 4 critical things that every organization, including church, is looking for. We're looking for people who have knowledge. It's good to have spirit, but you must also have what? Knowledge. You must have knowledge. You need spirit. There is no doubt about that, but we need knowledge. You also need experience. Now, the challenge, with some of young people today is that they want money before experience. Sometimes to get experience, you may not get money immediately. You first need to, when you have gotten knowledge, haven't you noticed that every job you apply for, they tell you they are asking for 5 years experience, 6 years experience. Now, some of us, you are thinking that they are saying that you must have worked in one big organization. No. Do you know that helping someone else for free with his one man in a volunteer, or even coming to church to help out, can be that experience you are looking for? That's the reality. You know, I tell people in church, for instance, we do a lot of events in church. If you have been part of a church and you have been part of the event of a church for like 5 years, you already have experience in event management. That's why it's a privilege to be workers in church. Honestly. It's a privilege. You are not doing anybody a favor. You are just adding to your CV. I'm telling you, you are just adding to your CV. All right? So let's move. So you need tools. It's not enough to have, you also need some tools. So organizations look for tools, and all that to work with. Then, of course, attitude is very important. Somebody wrote a book, he said, attitude is everything. People lose their job not because of skill. They lose their job because of attitude. Attitude is very important. However skillful you are, if you lack the right, you don't have the right attitude, you won't last for too long. You can't go beyond where you are. People will just leave you there. That's the thing. So many people are there praying, but they have not resolved the issue of attitude. Attitude, no one said your attitude will determine your altitude. Okay? All right, so let's move to the next one. Now, how do you do a job search on Google? Now, see, Google has made it very easy for you to do job search. If you're looking for a job, and you're looking for a job in a particular area, what you just need to go to Google, ask for jobs in, what do we call this site now? Abulegba. Jobs in Abulegba. You'll be so shocked what will come out. You will see jobs that are actually domiciled. Different kind of jobs that are people, they are organizations that are looking for people to occupy, a particular space they have in their organization within Abulegba. Now, if you want a job in VI, what will you do? Jobs in Victoria Island. You will see the number of them. They will come out. And, the way it is, can you move to the next slide? Now, the way Google has done it is that the first thing for you to do is to search, explore it. Now, when you search, you can filter it to determine the kind of job you want. Of course, sometimes you ask some people who said, Pastor, please help me get a job, or Uncle, help me get a job. I said, what kind of job are you looking for? Anything. And that's the problem. Because when you are ready for anything, sure, anything will come. Usually I ask them, okay, do you want to do cleaning job? He said, no, that's not the kind I'm talking about. I said, what kind of job are you talking about? You need to define it. Because even if you go online, you need to, because you are going to search, you need to define exactly what you're looking for. Is it a marketing job? Is it a management job? Is it an admin job? Is it a sales job? All that you need to determine what you're looking for. So when you filter and determine the search online, then you can also, can you put that in up for me, please? So you can also now, the idea of customizing is you determining, okay, this is what I want. I want marketing job in Abulegba or in VI as it were. So then you can save that search. Now, when you save that search, what that does is that Google, when you are saving, it has you to put your email and all the rest, or even your phone number. Whenever there's a new job being posted that, that is similar or exactly looking like what you are looking for, Google will alert you. So that you can be the first to quickly respond and apply for the job. That's what has been available, for us. So you can take advantage of this. It will help those of us who are looking for a job. Next, please. All right. These are just common themes that is clear. You don't need a university degree to get a digital job. True or false? True. There are people who are doing pretty well. Now, does that mean that a degree is not important? Very important. That you get a degree. Get a university degree. It's very good. In fact, it gives you, it's like a leverage. That's what it does for you. It gives you leverage. It just sets you apart from the crowd. But you see, it's not enough to just be a graduate, because so many graduates are grounded. They just are graduates, but they have nothing to offer. I sit on interview table. Sometimes people come, they are graduate, they present the concourse paper. We see the paper, but there's nothing here. So at the end of the day, is it the paper that will pay the money, that will pay the salary? It's what is here that is important. So add to your degree, just like the Bible will say. Add to your degree skills. Somebody said, the school I went to, they didn't teach us. Okay, you have graduated 5 years. Teach yourself. Abi? So teach yourself. Go out there. There's too many free things. You know, a lot of people, all they do with their data is just to be checking and be talking, chatting. You can go to school and earn a degree online. I'm telling you, let me give you a few websites that can help you. If you want to learn anything for free, Alison.com. A-L-I-S-O-N. A-L-I-S-O-N.com. Free training. So many graduates don't even know how to use computer properly. You can't type properly. You can't use Microsoft Word. Of course, you went to one computer school, they gave you one something there, but you don't really know how to use it. You yourself, you know. You can learn from that online, and you can learn it from your phone. I'm telling you, you can be going to school on your phone. So, Alison.com, they have an app that you can even download, and you'll be going to, doing the course, like that. That's Alison.com. Then another one is Coursera.org. Coursera, course, as in course, C-O-U-R-S-E. R-S-E-R-A.org. C-O-U-R-S-E-R-A. Coursera.org. You can learn from there. Then another one is Udemy.com. U-D-E-M-Y.com. U-D-E-M-Y.com. Free courses. Countless number of courses. In fact, some of those courses are from universities that you may not even... I have certificates from University of Stanford. And I didn't leave Nigeria. Okay, you say I didn't go there. At least I have certificates now to show. That's your own problem. Thinking I didn't travel. I didn't have to go on the plane to travel there, but I have certificates from them. I have certificates from University of Chicago. In fact, practically a lot of... And online. Online. You can do a lot with your free time. Learn. Okay? I hope that is useful to us. Okay, great. So, you don't necessarily need a background in marketing and other computer science things, because a lot of people run away from, digital thing because they feel that I need a lot of computer training. Or no. There's so much you can do without all these technical skills. All right, and the digital space is actually evolving. Let's move on, please. It's evolving. Now, this is a case study of, we will adapt it because this is just a case study from Google directly that was used. Now, we call this person Nuru. He runs a local hair and beauty salon in Kenya. So let's look at how can, the digital skills enhance what she does. Some of us are into different kind of business here. You can also apply this to whatever, like I said, even if you're a pastor, you have something that you are presenting to the world, right? Which is the gospel, which is the message of Christ. Okay, let's move to the next one, please. How can she build her online presence? Where does she need to start from? Well, look, if you have not started at all, now you want to start. What do you need to do? Next, please. The first thing, if you run a business, that you must do immediately from this class, list your business on Google. It's free of charge. List your business on Google. We call it Google My Business. All you just need to go online, just Google it. Google My Business. You bring it out, you register for it. But what you need a Gmail account. Abi? So if you don't have a Gmail account, you have to go and open a Gmail account to assist you. Because it's Google now, so everything, of course, you still want to sell your product. So it's important, okay? So put your business on there. Since over 72% of people go to Google to ask questions, then why not be there? So they have provided that opportunity for you to list your businesses. Even your church should be listed on Google. If I type the word Overcomers Church, is that name, is that ministry, is it listed on Google? I don't know who is in charge of our district. We need to find out that. If you are listed immediately, you will usually see it. Can you see that? When as soon as you type, you will see the address, even with map, giving people direction to the church directly. Sometimes God works in mysterious ways. He sometimes wakes somebody up who is a staunch unbeliever, and he will just put one word in there: overcomer, overcomer. And as soon as they wake up, they will just reach out to their phone and just type overcomer. And if we can come out to be there at that point in time, they say, okay, that's where I need to go to. That's where I need to go to. And before you know it, some of them will just come over and and God will bless them, from there. Okay? So you can list your business online. Like you can see the picture, on the screen there. When you type the name of your business or your ministry there, on the right side of that page, your organization or your business should show immediately with like map and some pictures. Because when you go to that Google list to list your business, they will ask you to put some few pictures that represent what you do. That's the thing. You can't afford to be winking in the dark. I'm telling you, you can't afford to be winking in the dark. The digital space is heavy. Things are happening there. Things are happening there. You can also take advantage of that. You run a school, put it there. You might think that what you are doing is small business. Trust me, that small business will become big. Why? Because you are a child of God. But you need to appreciate and use the platforms that have been provided. Trust me, the internet was not created by the devil. Just in case somebody is still thinking like that. All right? So, the first thing, like I said, is to do what? List your business on Google. Then next, please, let's move next one. Then, create a website for free. In fact, as you are listing your business on Google, you will see it on that list there. It will be telling you can open a free website. It's there. And somebody was asking that question the other time. I'm telling you, just free website or Google free website. It will give you a link. Click the link, you go there, and just select a template that you want. Then on that template, you can put the pictures of your businesses, the things that you have done. Now, don't put business of Owambe. That's not, as if your business is not Owambe. Put if you sell clothes, for instance, put it there. Put the pictures of what you, if you are into baking, you do cake and all the rest, put it there. You'll be so shocked at people who are looking for you. I'm telling you, they are looking for you. And after now, they begin to find you. So, go there, get a free website. List the business, then get a free website, because oftentimes on that listing, they will ask you to link your website. So, if you don't have one, you can quickly get that one for free and link it together. Even for some of us, when you open a business page on Facebook, usually they ask you for your website. You can use this free website for that purpose. And it makes a whole lot of difference. All right, next one, please. What's the first thing I said you should do? Then the second one is to do what? Open a website. Now, see, the beautiful thing about this listing and the website is that you get insight. Trust me, insight is powerful. Sometimes what you don't know may be killing you. Honestly, insight is powerful. Now, what does this insight is about? Is to know how are people interacting with your business. Who are the people who are actually coming? Where are they coming from? For instance, you just notice that the people who have been coming to your website or checking you up can be from Abuja. Most of them are coming from Abuja. Abuja. That may tell you something, that there's opportunity for you. Paul was talking about an effectual door was open for him. He said, but there are great adversaries. He was using internet that time. But it's just that he didn't call it internet. Spiritual internet. To access insight. Effectual door was open. I'm telling you. Effectual door open. So sometimes the effectual doors are there. This insight can actually help us to see some of the things, the way people are actually interacting with our businesses. So on the insight, you have so many. So how people are interacting, are they visiting your website? Where are the people visiting it? Then you know how many people actually have called you. It's very important for you to note this. Sometimes for some of us who have business and you have people work with you, sometimes you give your staff or people who are working with you a phone, official phone, to hold. They will throw the phone somewhere. Call will come. They will not receive it. It's a way to track it. If you, on this, it will tell you how many calls came on your phone. Now, the question is that, did you receive those calls? Did you get that call? Then you can now query whoever that. Google told me that 20 calls came in last month. What happened to the 20 calls? What happened to the 20 calls? And I said, no, sir, maybe something happened. So you know that you need to check that up effectively. And the same thing for a church. Let's put our line. Because people sometimes want to make calls to church. Okay? So, then of course there's a form there you can fill that talks more about you. Even when you are filling that form, you will tell them when you are open to business. What days of the week are you open and from what time to what time, so that people can interact with you better. Let's move on, please. Then, snapshot. You see, in the world of digital, images are very powerful. Pictures. We usually say this, that a picture speaks, how do you put it now? Volumes. He said more than 1,000 words or something like that. That's the way we say that. Now, pictures play a major role. Clear pictures, as a matter of fact. Not just picture. Pictures are important. Take picture of what you are doing. If you are a plumber, for instance, take picture of why you are working. Put it there. I'm telling you. You will be shocked that people are looking for plumber. They go online to go and check for plumber. For some of us who are doing business, you only rely on when people, introduce you to. That is too far. If you have to travel that road, it will take long. It will take long. Because the truth is that people will only introduce their kind. Abi? If you have been serving a poor person, the most likely people in the cycle also are poor. So the people we recommend to you are also poor. You need one client that will change your destiny. I'm telling you, you can access that online. Because they are looking. They will go there. They can pay you better. And some of us know that you are underpaid right now. I'm telling you, too much effort. But after this conversion, that will come to an end. In Jesus' name. Okay, so in creating your website, you need to practice these do's and don'ts. Make sure your website loads quickly. Now, especially for those of us who want other people to design for us. Maybe you are too big to use the free one. If your business is big, it's big. There's nothing we can do about it. So you can go out and, get somebody to design for you. Make sure the website loads quickly. Research has shown that people have very low tolerance for website that is taking time loading online. If the website, even for you, when you go to a website and the thing is not loading, what do? You move on to the next thing. That's exactly what happened. So it's important to take note of that. Then ensure that your image, they are properly optimized for display. Especially even on other devices, especially on mobile. We say most people access whatever they want to access on their phone. That's why you must take note. As you are designing, anybody that design website for you, tell them, is this thing optimized for mobile users or mobile devices? So that when they open it, let's even look at the church website. If you open it on your phone now, how will it come out? All those things are the things that we need to check. Your web designer knows what to do to get that done. They know what to do. Okay? But I will tell you how you can check it yourself to know, even now, how if this is working, so that you can quickly tell him you are doing rubbish work, so you need to do the right thing. Right? Of course, test your site on multiple browsers, because people will use different browsers to check it. Then, the don't is that don't design only your website for computer. I think I've said that already. Make user click many times to get essential information. It should be direct. If, for instance, you sell something or you have a service, you want, for instance, I'm talking about a plumber. What do you want? You want anybody that goes online to check for plumber service in Abulegba. Because when people are looking for plumber, usually they look for somebody who is close to them. Abi? So that's the thing. So plumber in Abulegba, and you show up. Immediately they should have access to your phone. They should be able to call you directly. That's what should happen. And that's how your website should be set up. People at a click, they can call you. And Google has made that very easy today. At a click, they just call you directly on your phone. Like I said, the lady I was talking about gets called directly. Directly. Not that they will still go somewhere to go and copy the number. They just click and they call. So, all right, let's move on. Now, this is where you can test if your website is mobile friendly. You can write it down, g.co / test my site, test my site, test my site. g.co, that is .co / test my site. So when you open that, it will give you this particular page. And then what you just need to do is to put your website on that space created. Then it will give you the report. You will know whether your website is actually mobile friendly or not. Yes, together, just like that. So that's what you have there. Are we learning something? Yes. Okay, great. We have a registration sheet, you see. Okay, we have a registration sheet going on. Why do we need to do this? Because Google need to know that you are in this training. Is that okay? Please, let's put our name on those things. Where are the registration sheets? Can you show if you have it with you? You know, I've discovered in church sometimes people just keep it and don't pass it on. Is it completed? Please, let's pass it. If you have not registered, can I see your hand, please? Please, let's give to Daddy and other people there. Please, it's not for children. Please, let's note it. And the truth is that if you want certificate for this training, you can actually get it. So, that's no problem. You get. It's e-copy you get. So, you definitely. That will be. It's not free, just like that. Question. Okay, great. Can we have the mic, please, for our brother?
My question is on the digital footprint.
Yes.
Now, you said something and I checked my phone and I was so shocked.
At what you saw?
Yeah, I typed my full name, David Omo Awe Obaon. And anyway, I have a WhatsApp platform,
Yes.
a group, a Worship Ministers Forum.
Yes.
And now I checked my name and I saw all my topics, all the seminar I've been doing there. I saw my pictures.
Wow.
Now, how do we put in what we want on that digital footprint? And I think it's an advice for the youth to be very careful what they put. So I don't know who did that now. Even now, I don't know.
You see, that's the reality of our world. I told you everything is becoming digitalized today. Even when you think you are in a forum that they are not streaming it, trust me, you are online, you are live already. Because somebody somewhere, maybe when you went somewhere to talk, as you are talking, somebody is tweeting and is quoting you on it. You know, just recently, I went to teach, we have a class we call 100 level membership class, in church. So I was one of the teachers that was teaching it, but I was teaching on effective prayer. So as I was done teaching, one of the guys just accosted me and said, look, there's a quote you make now, I want to put it online, and I will put your name on it. I love that quote. He quoted it. Okay, I said, it's fine. Now, that one person. He came to me. What about other people that will not come? I'll just throw it in. That's why I tell people in church, before we used to say off record. There's nothing called off record any longer. Everything is on record. Everything is on record. So what does that? You see, some of those things you may not be able to control. Some you can control. The ones you can control are your platforms. The platform you open for yourself, what you are doing on WhatsApp, what you are doing on Facebook, what you are doing on Twitter, and all the rest. Be deliberate about the content you put online. Be very deliberate about it. Be very deliberate. However, like I said, some you cannot control, like the one I was talking about. You are talking here now. Somebody is quoting, is saying what you're saying. And people will be checking you up with facts. And those facts are there. So ensure that when you are going to speak anywhere, prepare very well. Say what is relevant. Don't say what does not represent you as a person. What you cannot stand to defend. Don't say it. If you know this being part of a particular thing will undercut your brand, then don't be part of it. So because the digital now has opened everybody up to the whole world. We are now in a public space. Everything is public now. Thank you, sir.
Especially we preachers. Sometimes we'll be preaching here. You give a negative example of somebody maybe in California, and you think, okay, I'm talking in Nigeria, there's no way that person can. It's off. It's off. Anything you say will definitely go wrong. Sometimes we have to warn some people that they want to preach for us. Please don't mention anybody negatively. Because you may think they are clapping for you here, but another thing is happening there.
Thank you very much, sir, for that. You know, people have preached, and they use that as a way to actually bar them from traveling to some countries. I mean, don't you even see, especially when this social media issue of tithe and this thing came up recently, you notice that in a workers' meeting, the pastor is talking in a workers' meeting, the thing will be online, video. Who sent it there? One of the workers. Obviously. So there is nothing like, so we have to be sure of what. I hope I've answered your questions. All right. Question again.
My question is about blogging.
Okay, blogging.
Yeah. A lot of people on blogging carry out fake news.
Fake what?
Fake news. News.
Okay.
Like Daddy made mention of Baba Oyedepo today. You see online, some people say Baba built a university that his church members cannot attend. And most of those news are fake. And now, how does people defend themselves in issues of blogging?
There are two things about that. Whether you call it blogging or you call it, because social media has made blogging very easy. We call it micro-blogging essentially. It's so easy now for anybody to say anything. In fact, everybody is a media professional now because of social media. Now, one of the things you have to be careful of as Christians essentially is that most of those things that we, magnify, they are actually sent by unbelievers to the media. And before you know it, Christians begin to magnify it. And there's one thing that you must always watch out for. You see, the social media is viral. Information you put can go so far. You share it. The same thing happened in WhatsApp today. Somebody sent this one. I said, if you don't send it to 5 people, you will die tomorrow. Kind of thing is that one. In fact, it's more of that's the reason why I will not even share it. There is no biblical, backup for that kind of doctrine. It's not right. It's not right. So, be careful what you share. In fact, some of us, we don't even read the things you share. You just, immediately they send it to you. Boom, you don't share it. Don't be careful what you share. That's one of the major things. Don't be part of people who are, the Bible said that the Lord gave the word. He said, great is the company of them that publish it. We're supposed to publish the truth, not publish wrong things. The fact that you don't agree with another person does not mean that you should publish, because sometimes you may be publishing your foolishness without knowing. Without knowing. So it's important. The basic thing is that, look, So people can always write things that are wrong. Now, if you have the right information, make comments and say, no, based on, facts that I know, these are the things. Set the record straight, and that will be it. The reason why, a lot of all these news are making wave is because some of us who know the truth are not talking. Number one, we are quiet about it. We withdraw. We don't say anything. Then some just like it. That you even like it is you are part of it. You like it. Okay? Let's see, because...
Another question. Can someone be a blogger genuinely?
Why not?
A genuine blogger.
People are doing blogging and making a lot of money out of it. Who are the bloggers you know? Linda Ikeji. So she said gossip. Abi? So some of us need to go and blog and sell the gospel. No, that's the truth. We should have blog. It should be online. Do you understand? So you can blog genuinely, depending on the content. The key word in blogging is content. Content. You must, and it's, when you are an expert in a certain area, people will always come for you. That's the thing. But because soft content sells, gossip, especially bad news. Bad news sells more than good news. But we must sell the good news. That's the truth. We have to determine, as Christians especially, we need to sell the good news. We need to sell the good news.
I'm back to my question on internet hackers.
Yes. I will answer the hackers at the end because I want to ensure that I finish this and I will deal with the issue of hackers. Yes. Don't worry. All right, so let's quickly get this done. Now, if you're going to engage on social media, essentially, there are several, they have different types. Some are image-based. Now, for instance, Instagram, for instance, is a visual-based, social media platform. I see some people just go and type words like, people who don't interact with Instagram like that, they want pictures. Pictures. And we can put pictures of what you do on Instagram. And Instagram now is a big thing now. In fact, after Facebook now, it's actually going so strong today. Instagram, of course, is also owned by Facebook anyway. But it's going so strong. So some are then, of course, the video one, YouTube, for instance, is there. I think we also have this one, YouTube, that is only you, like that. We also have another one, GodTube or something like that. Quite a number of all these platforms that you can put your information or your business or what you do, on. Okay? Let's move on to the next one. I want us to roll very fast. Okay, now, we're talking about Nuru. You remember her? Her business, and we're applying it to what you're doing. Now, we talked about the fact that you should list our business on Google, have a website, go on the social media, and address, and also post a few things, then develop your brand, online, and that's what we're talking about. So another major thing you can do is to advertise. You can advertise on Google. Now, advertisement makes people to find you easily. And the kind of people who need your service are the ones that will find you. Google will not just take your advert and just put it on, or before people who don't need to see it. It's people who truly need to see it. And that's the beauty of digital, advertising. Okay? Next one, please. This is an example of a search ad. I think I did mention earlier that when you go on, let's say for instance, the hair salon now, say hair salon in Dubai. What you will see the first set, you will see ad, beside one, that's the one that actually was paid for. That is advertisement. So it's only related adverts, that has to do with the search or the search query, okay, that is displayed at that particular point in time. In other words, that person is looking for you. Imagine somebody type plumber in Abulegba, and you have an advert running, with that keyword, put together. Of course, that's what whoever is doing advertisement for you, that's what they do, especially online. They use keywords to do the advert for you. So with that, when they search plumber in, Abulegba, what happened? You come on. And that's the thing. And for those of us who are pastors, You see, there's a dynamics to digital media sometimes as pastors that we don't understand. It's a different world entirely. You know, and when Jesus commissioned us, what did he tell us? He said, go into all the world. Did he say words? No. World is actually one. But inside that world, there are different kind of world. And one of those words is digital world. The digital world. If you are called to the youth, there's a youth world. If you don't understand that world, trust me, you won't be able to penetrate. You won't get through. You just discover that your message will just be bouncing back. Just be bouncing back. You just be bouncing back. there's a world. You want to understand that world. You must, inside the world, there's different world. Different world. So in the digital world, there's a way to enter. There's a way to present yourself. And some of these multinationals have come to understand these things. That's why you see Guinness, we do adverts. He will be using the word greatness. And you are wondering, what is the connection between greatness? You know why? They understand that word. They know that is the word that people want to hear. So they connect what they have with it. And greatness is for us, especially us in church. It's not for that, So we need to learn, the way that word actually works. Okay? To see how best. So you have this as an example. Then next, please. There are a lot that can be done. You can do more, like we said, on social media, especially the search ad. That is on Google. People can find you easily when nearby, like I talk about plumber in Abule Egba and all the rest. You can be found easily. You can also help people to help your prospective customer to connect with you, connect with your business. People are always looking for solution. Every business is a solution to somebody's problem. True or false? That's the reality. But if people don't know that solution exists, there's no way they can interact with the business. Okay? Then you can also promote, the pages within your website. Maybe there are certain pages that has to do with some certain people. For instance, if you do, let's say you are into fashion now, and you have different part of what you do. You have children dresses. You have, you also have suits. For guys and all the rest. You can have different pages actually of your website dedicated to each of these part of your business. And in doing such ad, you can, create what we call side links that will make people to access that direction. Because when people are looking for children wear, what will they type when they go to Google? What will they type? Children wear most times. That's what they will type because they don't know you exist anyway. Let's say they don't know, so they will just type children wear. Now, if you have, you have used that keyword to do your search ad, it's easy so people can find it. So as soon as they type that, then you come out. Then when they click, they can go directly. Imagine somebody is looking for children wear. They click your website. What you are showing is Agbada and, this satellite gear. They will be discouraged because that's not what they are looking for. And interestingly, on the other pages of your website, you have children wear there. So that is why Google has made that easy in search ad. Okay, when you click, then people can go directly to the page that has to do with their search. So that way, they can get the best of results, right? Next, please. Okay. Another thing that you can do through ad is to advertise to people when they go to the some popular website or some of the websites they are looking for. For instance, if someone visits, let's assume that you are, of course, like someone that is selling clothes and all the rest, and if you advertise on a popular website or popular website that has to do with fashion and all the rest, most likely the people who are visiting that website, they are interested in clothes. True or false? That's it, they are interested in clothes. So usually when you do what we call display ad and all the rest, so your advert shows on that kind of website. You can also put your website on CNN, for instance. On some of these websites that actually attract a whole lot of people. So you can put it there. And before you know, people will find you, they click on you, and they do business with you. Next one, please. I'm sure you have also noticed the fact that when you are in your email, when you open your email, you notice there are adverts on, especially on the right or sometime on top of, have you seen that before? You even see some tests running sometime, depending. Those are adverts. You can also be there too. You can be there too. All right, next. Next one, because I want to round it up so that you can take questions. Of course, through content marketing too, you can actually advertise. If you are in a business, one of the things that makes you, for instance, let's say you are a plumber. You know the common problem that people have. I mean, you have been doing this business for a while. You know the common problems. Can you provide solutions to it? And tell people, okay, 7 reasons why you need to lock your tap or check your tap when you are going out. 7 reasons. And just give them, it doesn't have to be long. Just give them few tips. What that tip, when people see that from you, you know what they are thinking? You are an expert. The day they have problem, I'm telling you, they will call you. They will think of you. That guy that usually give us tips, know something, If irrespective of whatever you know how to do, there is something you know that you can communicate to people about. I'm telling you, freely. Give people free information. As a pastor, give people free information. Don't wait only. I know what we do is, preaching is free. Do you collect money for preaching? I know people charge today, but that's not, you don't charge. But what we say that, go online too as a pastor. Give people, based on, sometimes on, when you counsel with people, you see a theme, you see a common trend. What people have been going through. Or you discover that you are a marriage counselor. You have seen the evil that phones is doing to marriages. You can go and talk about it. Share some information about it. Why you should keep your phone away from your marriage. It can be a blessing to someone. Because somebody may not know the impact. That is actually doing to their marriages or to their relationship. It's important. I saw, is there an advert or something like that? One time, it was the father was on, busy on iPad. The mother was busy on WhatsApp. They were busy, and this young boy, nobody paid attention to him. So he was just saying, he was one, he said, I wonder if they haven't downloaded myself. You didn't get that. He said, it was that he was saying that maybe they downloaded him because everybody's all about, downloading. Nobody pay attention to him. It is the reality. So these are problems in our world. And some of us, you have been graced to solve this problem. Use the digital media to solve it. That's the problem. Get across to more people online. What that means is that you become a solution provider. That when people are looking for someone to talk to, then they easily call on you to talk to. All right. Next. Content marketing. I've talked about that already. Commercial websites are there. For instance, Jumia. How many of us know Jumia? Jumia, Konga, which other one again? Deal Day, Gigi, and all the rest. You can advertise on all those platforms too. And to advertise on some of them is very cheap. In fact, on Jumia, Konga, you can even list your products or businesses on those things for free. Do you know that? Do you know? Oh, you don't know? Yeah, please, if you sell products, you have services, go on those platforms and put it there. Put it there because they have been able to grow. You may not have the kind of budget that they have, but they have grown a followership that people go there every time. And people go there to search for what they are looking for. So if you have a product, put it there. People will find you and they will buy from you. Of course, you will pay maybe some whatever to them, but it's still okay. But that is only when people buy. You are not going to pay to put it there. Is that okay? So please, let's do that. The last one there, I want us to just look at, there's a video there, please. Let's play that video. Do we have audio, please?
I had to hustle. I had to survive.
In my community, we have a large number who are affected by unemployment.
Starting a business in Lagos, Nigeria is the best decision that I've ever made. So a friend told me about the Google training program happening in Lagos, Nigeria. I attended, it was great.
There are a lot of things that I never heard about in my life.
It demystified the internet and I gained confidence.
Seeing so many people with so much passion to learn gave me so much hope.
It really helped sharpen my skills and helped me make a decision to start my agency.
The ability to provide employment is very fulfilling. We have 3 full-time staff, 3 interns, almost 50 contract staff.
The beauty of the internet is it doesn't matter where you're from, it levels the playing field for all of us. The most powerful part of the Digital Skills for Africa program is it shows the African youth that there are opportunities online that they can leverage on. Excited to be part of the change that is creating a new African story.
Now that I run my own business, it has given me more time to spend with my little girl. I wanted to look up to me and see what I did on my own and say, yes, I could build and have my own business. I want her to look at me and want more for herself.
All right. Those are people like you who attended this training at one point or the other, who are doing pretty well today. If time permits, I will share 1 or 2 tools that you can also still use to still make your digital experience very, Yes, hackers. Let me answer that question first. Yes, it is true. People hack. And safety is very, very important today online. As a matter of fact, do you know that it's an industry on its own, security, internet security now? In fact, I encourage a lot of young people, if you are thinking of a career to actually go into internet security area. There are certifications in that area, and you can be sure jobs are available for you fast. Banks are looking for them. In fact, hot cake, and they pay you whatever you want. And then you determine the salary. But you have to get knowledge. And get the certification, first and foremost. Now, the reality is that most of us are, because we are not so used to the digital space, we don't understand what are this. Now, the hackers, what do? They look for your information. And that is why you discover that all the banking, banks, actually on their online platform, they tell you, even in their bank, they say it. Don't give your information, bank information to people. Don't share your PIN with somebody. Are you getting it now? Now, when you are using, some of us go to cyber cafe to do things. Be careful when you are typing your password. If someone pick your password, they can have access to you. That's impersonation. Okay? Because that's one of the ways that people get into your thing. Now, of course, there are professional hackers that they don't need to see your password before they get. Yes. And let me also tell you, hacking itself now, there's a certification for hacking. Yes. You can actually be a hacker positively, and you are earning money being a hacker, certified hacker. It's the same skill that the person is using positively that is also, the people also use negatively. Are you getting now? The reason why did they have to create that? Because they discovered that they really can't stop the people who hack. So, but the only way to stop them is to do what they are doing in a positive way. So that you can now, because when you think like the hacker, then you can stop whatever moves the hacker want to make. So that's why they have to create that particular, part for people now to be professional hackers, so that they can stop the evil ones from getting the best. Even the best of organizations in our world are being hacked. NASA was hacked some time ago. And NASA, you can imagine how technical, how tech they are. But somebody still hacked it. So hacking is a major headache today in the digital space. But one major thing that concerns all of us individually, because some of us, is what we call phishing. Phishing is when you receive an email in your box and you just see the email. It will be as if it's from your bank. Abi? They will just tell you 36,000 has been deducted in your account for magazine. Say, me? Magazine? Which magazine did I? They say you click here to collect it. You just click. Bam. When you click, they will now tell you put your so that we can stop it. As you are putting that number, you are just giving yourself away totally. You get it. So that's phishing. That's one of the things that you must, be careful of. One minute, please. All right, so that's one of the major things you must be careful of. Don't give any website that you see that or any mail that comes to your website and say click and put your password. Please don't do it. Some of them, they have so perfected their trade that they will create a platform that look as if it's actually Gmail or any of those accounts. But how do you know when you receive those emails? The first thing is go and check the detail of that email. Who sent the email? You will discover that it's actually another email that is not coming from your bank at all. The email address always, always give them out. And the same thing with, it happens on our phones and all the rest too. The basic thing is for you to be careful enough. Are you getting that? Then, your password. Some of us, we are so easy. Our password, I remember when I opened my Yahoo mail 20 years ago. It was, you only need 3-letter word for password. So I only use 3-letter word for the password. Very easy to remember. Because and the idea is you want to remember it. Very easy. Until later, Yahoo changed and said you must put 6-letter word now. And not only just word now, add numbers and all those special characters to it. No, that was what they did. And why are they doing that? Because people can quickly, and there are even robots now that can do, they call it random sampling to check, to quickly, because they know a lot of people use their name and their birthdays for password. Most people, the numbers they combine are usually, some will even use their children's name. Those are easy things that people can suggest. Can easily identify. So that's one major thing that you need to take note of when it comes to security. Yes, you don't need to be sorry.
A lot of people use their Gmail address to receive alerts from their bank.
Yes.
Some don't use mobile phone number. Now, my question is, somebody want to access your email, and maybe it does not have the password. Now, there is a space under where they ask you to write, you see some letters, just zigzag. Can someone use something like that to get a link to your password?
Now, fantastic question, I must say. Now, look at it. If somebody want to access your email and he doesn't know your password, what the system has provided is for you to say you have forgotten your password. Is that not true? So when the person click that, what all these softwares, Google and all the Gmail, and they have done is that, or email team, is that they want to confirm that you are actually the person. What will they will send a code to your phone to now ask you to put that code to confirm. So that's why linking your phone is also very important, because when they send that code, unless if the person have your phone, your SIM and with you, I know people also hack SIM today, because I'm telling you, a lot of things happen in our world today. That's the truth. But as much as possible, protect yourself. Do the needful. Okay? So when you forget your password, that's what, and some of them, in fact, even some, they give you 3 levels of checks. You can decide that you want the 3 levels. Apart from the code being sent to you, they also ask you, they call it security questions. And you choose the question and you choose the answer. But if you choose a question and you can't remember the answer, I've seen somebody who cannot open their email again because they can't remember the answer. Okay? So, that is one way to keep protecting. You still have one more, right? This brother is... so, do we have other people? I thought we don't even have other people. That's why I'm... Simple question. Okay, with a simple answer.
You see, sometimes you see message deleted.
You see what?
Message deleted.
Okay, message deleted on
Yeah,
WhatsApp.
On WhatsApp. Now, does it affect, is it a general delete from the system, or is it to be deleted from your phone and stored in the net? Yeah.
Simple question indeed. I like that question. Now, listen to me. Of course, before now, you can't delete on WhatsApp before. It was recently they just created that. That you delete for yourself and also, God help you, the person has not seen it. You know, because some people have eyes, as soon as they see something, they just stamp on their they can remember. But you see, let me tell you about digital space. To be honest with you, it's better to think very well before you put whatever you are putting there. Delete, trust me, doesn't really. It deletes, but it really, if they really want to find it, they will find it. No, that's the thing. They really, really want to find it, they will find it. So that's the thing. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Just to, there was a case in America of one man who carried his baby, strap it in the car, was supposed to be to the people, to the school or daycare, where he would take care of that baby. But this man had another spirit. He was engrossed with all this sexting.
Sexting, yeah.
All right. So he drove straight to his office, didn't branch that daycare place, locked this baby in the car, and continued with another lady over there. And by the time he would come back, the baby had already died.
Wow.
So there was a case. Then he thought he was smart.
Quickly delete.
Broke his, what's it called? Computer. You understand?
Yes.
Trash it. When they were, so they trace the computer. When they are after somebody, they have a way, even your dustbin, everything. They will trace, they search. So they gather the thing, broken computer together. And they were able to trace everything he had searched on that computer. And they discovered that some months ago, he went through that search engine to see how long will it take for a baby to die. It will lock them in the car. So apparently, I kind of feel that whatever passes through that thing, even when you say you have deleted, it's still somewhere. I don't know much about computer, but with all the cases I've read about, it's not, so don't just put trash in your
system. Think through. Thank you, sir. One major thing we also need to know, even when you delete, because there are ways people delete. If you look at the American election recently, there was issue of email from, the other person that were deleted. Now, look, even when people cannot even trace exactly what you have deleted, it puts there's a question of distrust. Because people will feel that there's something about what you have deleted. That's just the whole idea. The major thing is that one thing you should know, you are dealing with media. Media. And it's open, it's mass media. That you are accessing on your phone does not make it private. It's not private, it's mass. So think twice. In fact, think thrice. Sorry if I have to use that. Before you say what you want to say. Yes, I will take, how many minutes do I have? Is it over time? My time says, okay, maybe it's my own time. I have 5 minutes. Okay, so how many of us have questions? Let me see your hand. So, if you have questions. So that I will know. Okay, 1, 2, 3. No, I've taken you enough. Let me take some other person. Okay, you. So we only take these 3 people. After we went. Okay, 4. 5. Okay, fantastic. Now, you have just 30 seconds to say your question so that we can answer it quickly.
Praise the Lord.
Yes.
You talked about creating your website for your own self. And for example, now I create
I talked about what?
Like creating a website.
Okay, creating your website,
and
yes.
For example, now, and you also talked about creating, having your own niche also.
Yes.
So for example, now I come up with a website like Naira Island now. And how can I monetize my ad on it?
How can you monetize what?
My advert on it, so that anybody that comes into the website that clicks on anything that actually advertise, I can get paid for it.
Well, that's, because I didn't have enough time to talk about all that. Now, there's what we call Google AdSense. Now, what Google have done is that, for instance, when you go to third-party websites, for instance, you go to CNN, you see something that interests you and it's an advert. When you click on it, as you click on it because it interests you, CNN is making money from that click. And that's exactly also what happened when you have your website. And of course, the first thing is to submit that website to Google and say, look, I'm interested in, this is what my website is all about. But what Google will do is to first go through review your website to know what kind of information is there. Then they will put relevant advert that has to do with the kind of information that you have on your website on that thing. So when people visit the website or your blog and they are interested in that advert, they click it, then you make a fraction. You make a fraction. And when you can, have many, of course, to do that, you first need to ensure that you have enough traffic to your website. If you don't have enough traffic, definitely you will not make, you will make money, but it will not be as much as, you want to make. What is Linda Ikeji selling today? It's traffic. The number of people coming to our website, and which can be tracked. People know. That's what people are paying for. MTN goes there and they pay money to her. You just want to put something about 2 years ago, they said 50,000 just to put something for how many minutes or thereabouts. So you can imagine you see adverts there for weeks, months. It's a lot of money. That's where it's making money from. So it's possible to actually get money from all these things, but you first need to do your own work first. Put relevant content that will drive traffic to your website. So when people are coming there, in fact, when people are coming there, just take your analytics. In other words, the insights from that, you can even take it out and say, go and give to people. Look, I have 1 million people visiting my website. Can you advertise to them? It's big money for you. Big money. But the real work there is creating relevant content. All right, next one. Okay, let's have one.
Praise the Lord. My question is, what's the best way to pay for adverts on the internet?
On where?
On the internet.
Of course, thank you.
Like advert or promotions.
Okay, you want to promote your business on.
Yes.
Depending on the platform, thank you. Depending on the platform, if you want to do on Facebook, for instance, you use your card. Of course, I know people have challenge. Some people have challenge with Naira card and all the rest. But is that what?
It's not
the Naira
working.
card thing.
Yes.
There's a way to it. There's a way to it. What you will do is that I will give you my number now. Call me. I will send you a detailed steps to actually do Naira on Facebook. There's a way, and you will see. Can you put the slide up back, please? Give me the slide again. The slide. Just take it to the next slide. You can see my contact there. My email and phone is there. Have you shut it down? Wow. So you can do that. Use your card, because it's usually debit card or credit card that you can actually use to pay. But another way is through PayPal. If you have a PayPal account, you can also use it to pay for adverts. And PayPal accepts your card, interestingly. Yes, I use PayPal to do a lot of promotion for clients or for people on Facebook a lot. So you just open a PayPal account and lock in your card there. Then you use that account to do your payment. So it's one other way. Where is it? Do we have it? Okay, so you can look at that and just write. Can you see it? Okay, the number is 081 76 499 231. 499 231. Shegun Adegoke. So that's also my WhatsApp number. So you can send me WhatsApp directly, then I can send you the steps to do Naira on Facebook and all that. Okay, so is it last person now? Because we are done, so that we can move on. Okay. No, you didn't raise your hand earlier. Oh, you were? Yes, because of time. You know, we are.
Just following up with what she has said, what I had in mind was to talk about the number of times you have some clients online and they restrict you to having PayPal before you can transact with them. That is one. Two, and withdrawing on PayPal is not really acceptable here.
Yes, I agree with you.
So I don't know how Google has been able to help, or what advice you have with regard to
I
that.
think it's the same thing I said. I'll send, just send me, like your email or your WhatsApp, whatever. I'll forward the same thing, to her, so that, okay. Last one. So that's
Praise the Lord. Please, I would like to know what determines the keyword on a website.
What's what?
What determines the keyword on a website?
Keyword on websites.
Are all the words, if I open a Google account,
yes.
If I list my business on Google,
yes.
Are all the words I use there my keyword?
Now, when you are listing, of course, they ask you to use some keyword. Now, the essence of keyword, you must understand, because when people are searching on Google or any other search engine, there's particular word they usually use is, certain words. Those are what we call keywords. So how do your own is to think of your customer. What kind of words will they use to search for your business? Then you lock in that as a keyword. Do you understand? So that's what that is about. So I think at this point in time, I hope I've been able to, we say convince you and not confuse you. That digital skill is very important. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, on behalf of the entire member of the Word of Our Commerce Church, we just want to say big thank you. We enjoy your teaching, and we are well informed, and we have better understanding, doing what some of us are already doing, and some of us have not started doing anything. But I believe after this lecture, we will make effective use of our internet facilities. God bless you. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Daddy, thank you very much. We want to appreciate everyone for coming for this wonderful training. Please, you can follow up with all what he has taught us so that you can be well established using the social media. Thank you so very much. We appreciate you. The evening session will start 5:30 p.m. this evening. Okay, 6 p.m. this evening. (6 p.m. this evening). So